Good afternoon and welcome to today's women's basketball post-game press conference with head coach Danielle Santos Atkinson. Coach, give us your thoughts following today's game against Hampton.
Yeah, we had an incredibly slow start. I was proud of the way that we picked it up, but going into halftime and then those third and fourth quarters, we just didn't play hard enough. We didn't play hard enough. We didn't play with enough energy, and we turned the ball over 30 times. And when you're turning the ball over 30 times, giving them easy shots in the paint, got 34 points in the paint, that's tough to overcome. We got to make a decision how badly we wanted it. And the Hampton team came in and they wanted it, and they showed it. They were tougher, they were more physical, more determined, and they came out with the W in a fashion that shouldn't have been.
Questions?
Coach, the team was leading for most of the first half and going into the locker rooms. What were they doing so well in the first half that they couldn't follow through in the second?
Yeah, once we got ourselves going in that first half, they were moving the ball well. They were looking to attack. Defensively, we allowed, again, too many shots in the paint, but there was more of an aggressiveness defensively, more of an awareness. We're boxing out, getting rebounds, being able to run and go in transition. Second half, they picked up their pressure and we turned the ball over. We're getting trapped. The pressure is coming, but many of the turnovers are very much so unforced and unnecessary.
One bright spot today, Brandy Thomas, 20 points. Can you talk about her play and how good she is in getting the ball and the shot that she decides to take?
Yeah, we know Brandy can score. That's not a question for us. And being able to score the ball there. She had 10 rebounds, which was great. The turnovers are too many, right? Being able to kick off at a good spot and to be able to play as hard as we can for 40 minutes, that's an area this entire team is working on. And so that's where we've got to improve.
Coach, going 17 of 49 from the field, how efficient is it for your team to go into the next game and just try to get that number up and to be consistent throughout the rest of the CAA play?
Yeah, so the most concerning part there is we only got 49 shot attempts, right? And when you turn the ball over 30 times, we're not able to get enough shots up. And that's holding us back. When you turn the ball over at that rate, you don't get enough shot attempts. You're giving the other team more possessions, more shot attempts on their end. And so we've got to be able to, A, get more shot attempts, and then B, be able to score under pressure, under duress, be able to score when we're comfortable and we're moving it, we're getting it. There's a lot of times, a lot of quarters, we're shooting the ball over 40-45%. But in those pressure situations, being able to step up and hit those tough shots, they become desperation shots when the pressure kicks on, as opposed to being able to stay in control offensively and still get the shots that we want in that offensive system through our execution.
Coach, 1 month to go in regular season play. What are some adjustments you guys will have to make heading into that final month?
We've got to stay connected as a team. There's a lot of basketball left. There's a lot of games left. We're on the second half swing now. Of all those one more game, second half swing of all these teams. And so once we get into that part of the season, then we've got to step up and be ready to go. For the majority of it, we will have seen everybody. And so with that, we've got to decide what we want the second half to look like. And this team has got to connect. We've got to make a decision what we're willing to give, what we're willing to sacrifice to lay it on the line to make sure we finish how we want to finish.
Coach, what do you want to see from your starting five for that second half you were talking about?
Yeah, we got to play harder. We have to play harder. We've got to play with more confidence in taking care of the ball. We overcomplicate the game in ways where it's very, very simple. If you play as hard as you can, stay under control, execute, stick to your fundamentals, and play with confidence, the game can be simple. But you overcomplicate it when you start playing outside yourself, doing things that you don't do on a daily basis. And when you're doing all of those things, not playing as hard as you can, then it looks like 30 turnovers.
Coach, you were able to contain Cameron Hill to 7 points, who was their leading scorer throughout the season. Mm-hmm. But to see Germany Map have such a big night with 18 points and Nyla Young to have 16 points, how crucial was it for your team to dial into those players as the game progressed?
Yeah, so we always talk about taking care of those players, obviously that are the leading scorers and that are putting up numbers. And you cannot allow then the players that are secondary and scoring to step up and have big nights as they did. And so we want to hold lead scorers below their season average, knowing that lead scorers will get their points at times. But then you got to take care of everybody else. And so there wasn't the adjustment. Germany was getting into her shot, getting into her jumper. Young was being able to get some opportunities off of those drives and those dump passes from the help side. And so being able to stunt and get back, being able to switch and switch up, keep people in front of us, those were the things defensively that we were looking to have done.
Coach, what's practice going to look like in the coming days before the team's next appearance on the court?
Yeah, we got to make a decision. One of the things that we're going to do is we've got to learn how to play harder, and that comes in practice. You've got to practice hard in order to be able to walk out there and play hard. So this team usually shows up, usually comes out and gives it what they have, but we've got to step it up in practice. We don't want to walk into the game not knowing what that's going to look like. We want our preparation to determine what the weekend looks like. And so this coming practice, we're going to have to get after it. We've got to get tougher. We've got to get stronger. We've got to be able to execute under pressure, and so we've got to simulate some of that in practice.
For no more questions, this concludes today's post-game press conference. Coach, thank you.
Thank you.